All right, everybody, it's time for another episode of the Intoxicated Sports Report. With me, as always, Gage Samoji. I'm Emerson Hip. What a unbelievable weekend we just witnessed in football.
Jeez.
I cannot wait to get into this, my friend.
Yes.
Did you enjoy it as well?
Did I enjoy it? I enjoyed every game except for the Niners game, if I'm being honest with you. And that probably shouldn't come to us as a surprise to anybody. But yeah, you're right. It was one of the best football weekends I've certainly ever seen. I think any of us have ever seen.
I can't remember a playoff weekend like this. I mean, obviously, last weekend was a dud. Or,
Yes.
sorry, a weekend and a half ago.
Yeah.
But they did not disappoint this week. That's for damn sure.
No.
So
And I hate to have that recency bias with it. Like, oh, it's the best thing I've ever seen. But they were great.
every game came down to the end. Like there wasn't
Every game.
every
And that, I
single
mean, the Bills and the Chiefs game, which we'll get to,
yeah. Which went to overtime and it was the largest spread in all of the games.
was an all-timer. It was a great game.
Yeah. So, what are we drinking right now?
We are drinking mimosas.
We'll be moving on from these shortly, but yes, mimosas today.
Good old-fashioned. You can never go wrong with mimosa. You know,
Obviously
this
more of a breakfast drink, but
yeah, and this La Marca Prosecco, it's not even, quote unquote champagne.
no,
Prosecco. Prosecco.
I think they say that a mimosa should be with a sweet,
Yeah.
sparkling wine anyway. So
And is Prosecco known to be more.
it's sweeter than like champagne or sparkling wine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And La Marca's good. I like La
It's
Marca
good.
Prosecco.
It's good for this.
I couldn't really tell you
For
any
Aperol
other.
spritzers.
I couldn't tell you any other Prosecco that I ever had off the top of my head, but. Like, do you know it?
I mean, I
You-
know.
you know
like,
some.
Yeah, I know of like Martini Rossi.
Okay, there we go.
But yeah, I'm not going to go any further than that
No, you're not.
because this is not a show about sparkling wine.
But
Show
we do
about
drink.
sports.
We do drink on this show, though.
We do.
So
So yes, we have NFL that we're going to be talking about today, as always, and we're bringing back Q&A for the
Yes.
first time this year,
we got what? 8 questions? 7 questions?
something like that. Two of them are like basically the same question, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We will get to that. So yeah, I'm excited for
And
Q&A.
some, and some quick notes around
yeah,
the
just
sports
some
world.
little hits at the end.
Not doing local sports this week.
We're gonna skip local sports. I think maybe we'll do it every other week
Yeah.
for now.
Do people really care?
Yeah, I think it's better when it's every other week. You
Yes.
might get something more interesting in there.
And we you know how we do on this show. We're trying to switch things up, do different things, and if you don't like it, let us know. If you like it, let us know. Just let us know regardless. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Stoked for Q&A. You know how much I love Q&A.
Yes, it's a great segment.
Yes. And what's cool for Q&A with me is by the time Q&A hits, I'm pretty buzzed, so it's perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You get the true gauge.
Well, no, I don't like that. I don't want to say my truest self when I'm buzzed, but
What do they say?
drunk,
Money walks, booze talks.
sober thoughts,
Yeah.
drunk words or sober thoughts.
Yes, exactly. that's what it really is. Good stuff.
Great stuff.
Let's let it rip then.
Are you really wearing this though?
Yes, this is Victory Tuesday again.
Damn. I won't be getting Victory Tuesday for a while. So
Unless the Kings figure something out.
I'm only counting football on Victory Tuesdays. I'm gonna be quite honest.
When are you gonna bring some Kings gear on the show?
I got some jerseys.
Yeah, you do. Sack up. Next week, let's go.
My dad went to dinner with my sister and her boyfriend a few nights ago. It was like they gave him his Christmas gift because they didn't come in the mail on time.
Mhm.
They got him like a Harley sweatshirt because he has a Harley and all that. I hear his truck pull up, and at first I'm like, "Is that my dad?" Because I was in my room, and I was like, "Nah, he's probably not here. Like, why would he be here?" It's like 5:00. You know?
Okay.
And then I come out of my room, my mom's like, "Oh, your dad's here." And I'm like, "Is he?" I look outside, and he's there. And what do I see? He's rocking a long sleeve white T-shirt and an old this Kings jersey that I got him. He wore a Kings jersey essentially to dinner.
Nice. That's.
But I think what he did is he put the hoodie on over the shirt and everything. But
Gotcha.
I'm like, damn, you're really rocking Kings jersey right now?
Classy mode. I love it.
It was kind of cool though because I was rocking my Kings socks that Garrett got me. Not the ones that you got me, sorry. But the ones that Garrett got me. So I was like, hey, you're rocking the Kings jersey, Kings socks, like father, like son.
Hey.
You know, we win together, we lose together, it's perfect.
I got you the ones that have white chocolate on them, right?
Yeah, those are nice.
What are the ones that Garrett got you with?
They're more of like I think
Are
were
they purple?
the ones you gave me Stance also.
Yes.
So that these ones are Stance as well, but they're more of like more of the like in-game socks kind of. You see them.
Got you.
They're white and they're purple on the sides. They're
That's right.
They're really nice socks.
Nice.
Not to say yours aren't, but these ones are like really comfortable. It's like they're basketball socks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have a couple of those pairs that have like the cushy heel.
Yes.
Yeah, those are nice.
Like if all my socks could be those kind of socks, it'd be great.
Right.
I don't play basketball, only in my spare time. But I love basketball socks.
Yep. They did them right.
Yes.
All right, let's get into divisional weekend. We had 3 walk-off field goals, huge, and then of course the overtime game between the Bills and the Chiefs that we talked about. Let's start with the Saturday games. Bengals beat the Titans, which was, I don't know, do you think this was a shocker? Obviously not.
Well, I picked this in the pool.
Right.
Not as, I mean, I'm not going to totally,
So you thought it was going to happen.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
but I did think they have a good chance. Did I think Derrick Henry coming back helped the Titans? Absolutely.
Yeah. He wasn't a huge factor, but I think he's always feared.
And also, he's coming off, how long has he been out for?
Like in 8 or 9 weeks, something like that.
So,
Maybe
I
10.
mean, I don't expect, he's one of the best in the business. I don't
Right.
expect anybody
To be perfect.
to come into,
right.
to football
Yeah.
when it's.
And there was talk that he was going to be done for the year.
So I give him credit for even coming out and playing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was kind of a weird game. Bengals kind of controlled it early on, and Titans kind of fought back. But Tannehill, mistake after mistake, he had that late interception that set up the field goal to win it.
They need to figure out the quarterback situation because Tannehill is not the answer.
It's so funny because I feel like when I watch him, I'm like, yeah, this guy's very capable, but he just finds a way to fuck things up, especially in the big moments. I don't know what it is. So
He's just, he's just not that guy. you know
yeah,
what I mean?
he's probably not a Super Bowl caliber.
And there
quarterback.
are very few of those kind of that guy players, but Tannehill, to me, is like I think Dak Prescott's better than Tannehill.
Yeah,
I think Jimmy G's better than Tannehill.
I'd put him in the same range.
I think Jimmy G's better personally.
I would say Jimmy G probably has better command of the offense that he's running right now than Tannehill does.
Yes.
And Tannehill, but both guys are very reliant on a good running game, so I think they're similar in that way.
And
but-
for me, there's something about a player who, he played receiver in college, initially.
yeah,
And even the fact that he could do that and be a pro quarterback is crazy. It's incredible. But I just don't. I never believed in him when he was with the Dolphins.
yeah, he kind of came on at the end of his career with the Dolphins, and that's why the Titans were interested in him.
I think he's gonna be the biggest reason why they never make it to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and he got a relatively fresh contract, right?
I think Mike Vrabel needs to figure it out.
Yeah.
Maybe try to get somebody else. Honestly, it sounds ridiculous, but I think try to go for Aaron Rodgers. Why not?
Shit, that would be interesting. I don't know. I would be curious to see if they could fit that in or how that would work. But yeah, that's
Or try to get like Russell Wilson or something. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that's a good call. I
Try.
didn't think about that.
Get a better quarterback. Try to.
Yeah, this team had a ton of injury issues all year too, and the fact that they still ended up with the 1 seed in the AFC tells you how talented of a roster they have as a whole. And
Yeah.
it's deep,
Yeah.
so you're right. I think maybe it is time to figure something else
Maybe
out.
get like a Derek Carr. I don't know.
Yeah, even Carr could be interesting. Carr's
No.
a risk taker, so I don't know if that is a great fit. I feel like they need someone who's going to be steady, because Tannehill is obviously, he can be a liability at times too. So it'll be interesting.
But Tannehill, I don't care about. You know who I care about?
Joey B.
Joe Burrow, our boy, Joe Burrow. He might not be your boy in 2 weeks, but right now he's our boy. I love this man right here.
He's
No shame, I love Joe Burrow. He is,
turned into something else.
you can call him Joe Shiesty, you can call him
Joe Burr.
Joe Burr.
Joe Burrow's.
I heard, I think it was Dan Orlovsky. He said Joe Burrow has successfully done the best 2-year turnaround of a franchise ever
Oh yeah,
with the Bengals,
yeah,
or been a part of the best 2-year switch of a franchise.
yeah. I saw someone say something about how have we ever seen a team go from having a top 5 draft pick 1 year to the conference championship the next year?
Yeah.
Which I'm not so sure.
I'm not sure.
I mean, the Niners obviously picked in the top 5, but they traded up to get there.
Yeah.
So that's different. But
The Bengals earned that top 5.
exactly, by being bad. I mean, obviously Joe missed a good
went
chunk
down,
of
went down.
good chunk of games last year. But
Also, one thing that people got to stop doing right now, and you'll like this, they got to stop calling Joe Burrow Joe Cool. He's not Joe Cool. There's only one Joe Cool.
Yeah, that's Joe Montana.
It's Joe Montana.
He is pretty cool though.
He's cool.
Yeah.
Figure out something else.
Joe Chill.
There's in the NFL. There's two Joes. There's Broadway Joe and Joe Cool.
Yeah.
Those are taken.
And now, well, yeah, he is the third Joe for sure. We'll figure out a name for him. It won't go viral, but we'll figure one out.
Joey Bangle.
Joey Bangle.
It's not too bad. I'll figure out something better. Don't worry.
I can't believe he got sacked 9 times in this game.
And they won this
still
game.
won. Yeah. I mean, obviously, Titans did a lot of things to facilitate that. Tannehill specifically, but
The Bengals kicker is a bad man.
Evan McPherson, yeah,
He's good.
rookie out of Florida. He's got a boot.
You know who would have missed that kick? Greg Zuerlein. Guaranteed.
Yeah, he's been clutch for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bengals moving on. I could not have foreseen them winning more than 8 games this year going in.
No, I'm trying to see what I had. I'll look real quick what I had.
I want to say I probably had them at a 5 or 6 win team, honestly.
Did you? Let's see in these very sloppy notes that I got going on here. I got it somewhere over here. Or maybe I don't.
Or are you looking for your
Yeah, I thought I wrote them down.
predictions?
Yeah, I guess I did. Never mind. Carry on.
So yeah, anyways, heck of a game. That was game 1 of the weekend. Ready to talk about
I know you are.
the depression?
It's just
In my
you could. The floor is yours.
Yeah, so the Niners, they pulled off the impossible going into the frozen tundra, if you will.
Let's remember who picked them though last week.
Sure did.
I don't know. Would you have picked them last week if you had the chance? I think I had.
You did pick them, yes. No, I would not. Well, I did think about it, and I was like, if it gets to me, that's going to be the last game I pick, if anything. Because I did think 6 was... I thought it was fair, but I thought I was feeling good about the Niners going in. Better than probably most. But, the weather was a factor, for sure. And I think it actually helped keep the game within reach for the Niners, especially in that second half when it started coming down.
Yeah, it came down.
With the snow. But that was maybe the ugliest performance in a victory I've ever seen, regular or postseason.
Jimmy Garoppolo with another non-touchdown throwing game.
Yep.
It's incredible.
Yeah. He did a lot of things to try and lose the game once again, and still came out with a victory. Gotta love that. And you gotta credit the Niners defense and obviously the special teams is the obvious one, but defense, after giving up that opening drive touchdown,
It did not look pretty after that. The Packers went down that first drive.
Made it look easy.
Made it look real easy. I was like, this is gonna be a long
Could
game.
have been a long one. And the second drive, they were actually moving the ball until Mercedes Lewis fumbled, which was huge. So
you can argue that first drive for the Packers was their best drive.
It was pretty much their only. Other than the one that got them into field goal range, but even that was a blown coverage on that play to get them there before the field goal was blocked.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, unbelievable by the special teams. It's so funny too to praise the special teams after. The Niners have had probably the ugliest return game in all of the NFL this year.
Yeah.
I don't watch every game obviously, but watching them every week and seeing them, Brandon Ayuk let balls just fly over his head or bounce 20 yards in front of him, and then our kickoff returners fumble the ball like crazy. I just did not think that would be what we'd be talking about today, but here we are.
You know how bad I did not want to be in this position today? The Niners winning, going to another NFC Championship.
How many have you seen?
This is my third one I've seen now. Way more than the Cowboys, I can tell you that much. I can tell you that much. Actually, no, they've been
It's 4th.
Yeah, because they lost that one against the Seahawks.
Twice with Harbaugh and now twice with Shanahan.
We went 3 with Harbaugh.
3 with Harbaugh, you're right. Wow.
This is the 5th.
So 5th.
It's brutal. It's brutal out here, absolutely. It's tough. It's tough.
God, I love it.
It's so... But you got to give it to the Niners. The special teams, it's pretty much... I think it was the biggest difference in this game was the special teams.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
That block
the field goal.
Block for...
And then the touchdown. Because the Niners were not going to score a touchdown in that game on offense.
No.
They just did not have the juice.
No.
And getting the ball back late in the game, too, that run by Debo was huge to get the first down and pretty much be able to milk the clock. And Robbie Gould coming up clutch again.
So, the Niners own the Packers
Sure.
like how the Packers own the Cowboys. It's exactly how it is. Aaron Rodgers is 0-4 in his postseason career against 49ers.
Well
and I
done.
believe that is the most against an opponent, or like most amount of losses against an opponent
Oh, is that right?
in NFL history in the playoffs.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think he's still a Niners fan.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, he's got to. I mean, I know social media and all the sports networks are giving him flack, but he deserves this one. I mean, getting as conservative as he did in the second half of this game, like the Niners have one of the worst secondary. They have the worst secondary left in the playoffs for sure, and one of the worst secondaries in the NFL. And you're not just attacking them all game long.
And you have probably the best receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, best receiver. You got one of the better running backs.
Aaron Jones. Is
They
nice.
stopped giving him the ball. It felt like in the second half. I didn't get that. I mean, they dumped it off to him a lot, and he made some plays, but I didn't get the whole game plan.
I don't get it either.
Yeah,
You know, it's
and I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with him. Obviously, he's got options this offseason, and he has a timeline that he's putting together to make that decision. But
the Niners. You got to give it to them. They've won 2 road playoff games en route to the NFC Championship,
Yeah.
and you can't. I mean, I hate on them all the time, but I got to respect what they're doing. It's nice, you know.
Yeah.
It's
the front,
it's impressive.
the front 7 or the front 4 really has been unbelievable in the 2 playoff games too. And really, even when they played the Rams at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of the Rams, they played on Sunday against the Buccaneers,
yeah,
and they won.
they did, but they did not make it easy. on
So this
themselves.
game, the Rams were up 27-3 midway through the third quarter
Yeah, which it was seemingly over.
against the Buccaneers and Tom Brady, which we know Tom Brady has come from a 28-3 deficit in the third quarter against the Falcons in the Super Bowl.
So nothing is impossible.
And the Rams, after that, halfway through after that third quarter, fumbled it 4 times. 4. Cooper
Yeah.
Kupp fumbled one, which is probably
Rare.
the most surprising
Yeah,
one. Out.
Cam Akers was a liability.
And do they count the fumble that went over Stafford's head,
Yes, that's technically a fumble. Yeah,
which is a bad play? But
Yeah.
and then the running back fumbled
Cam had
twice.
twice. Yeah,
That's bad.
he had the one at the end of the first half too. That would have made it 27-3 at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Well, because they're about to score.
yeah, which say they score that and then they also score in that opening drive in the second half. I mean, you're at 34-3. That's got to be over.
That's got to be over. Yeah.
They found a way to make it interesting though.
Yeah. Of course, Tom Brady, he signed the deal with the devil, so it's always interesting for him.
Yeah.
They tied the game with 42 seconds left.
And,
But you got to give it to Matt Stafford.
the ensuing drive was unbelievable.
Mhm.
I mean, I didn't get. I know Tampa Bay is a little suspect on the back end, so they do blitz a lot because of that. But I mean, you got to be a little preventative in that situation. They let Cooper Kupp go 1-on-1 with a guy that can't run with him, and he just took the top off the defense, and that got him set up for the winning field goal.
And so, I think I said on the group chat, my worst nightmare for this week was Niners playing the Rams. But after watching the Buccaneers play and how decimated they are at
In a lot of
in a lot of the positions,
yeah, but
I think I'd rather see the Niners play the Rams personally.
I really believe that the Rams were every bit as talented as the Buccaneers. So I don't like to say this necessarily, but I'm glad that Tom Brady lost so we can get over the whole like he's like Michael Jordan in the same conversation as Michael Jordan is like, oh, he can't be beaten, like he can't be touched. I just found that really annoying that we just have to.
But
assume
he's
that
also earned that.
he's earned it too. Yeah, he's certainly earned it, but he's
Like he just finds a way.
Yeah.
It's hard to bet against him.
yeah, it really is.
Even
He
if-
almost did find a way.
Even now 27-3, I thought to myself,
It's not really
this
over.
is kind of like the Falcons situation. I really
Yeah.
thought that.
And yeah, no, you're right. He has earned it, but it's just like they're all still humans, anyone can be beaten.
And it's weird seeing him be out so early.
Yeah.
It's almost like he lives in the championship
Right.
game, no matter what conference he's
Well,
in.
yeah, I think his record in the divisional round was 14-2 or something like
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Going into this game. So but yeah.
That's a nice stat right
yeah.
there.
So for those of y'all that think Tom Brady is God, he's close, but he's not God.
He's close. And I don't know if you want to mention this real quick, but Tom Brady might retire.
Yes, they have been talking about that.
I don't think he will. I would be shocked if he did this.
I'd be a little surprised too, because he's made it pretty clear that he wants to play until he's 45. which he'll be 45 in a few months, I believe.
And to me, it's a lose-lose for Tom Brady because the kind of person he is and how competitive he is. I can't see him retiring after not winning the Super Bowl, and I also can't see him retiring after winning the Super Bowl.
Right. It would
Because
be-
if he loses, doesn't go to the Super Bowl, or doesn't win it,
Yeah.
he has to prove himself that he can win it. And if he does win it, he's gonna think, well, I could probably win it again.
Yeah. It would almost seem hypocritical no matter what.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm with you, yeah. I think he comes back.
I want him to retire.
Yeah.
Just done. Can we go, please?
Yeah.
Done. I also want Aaron Rodgers to retire too. It'd be great.
I'd love to see Tom just go to another team. Just one
You were
last
saying
round.
that.
Yeah.
You were saying that.
I think maybe he's saying it just to maybe be able to play his cards, you know. So, but no one's really talked about that, so
No.
I'm kind of spitballing at this point. But I think we'll see. We shall see.
Also, Matt Stafford went from not winning a playoff game to winning 2 so far.
He's looking good. He had a great game.
He did. He's a good player.
Yeah. I don't think anyone questioned his
It's
abilities.
just he was in Detroit.
Yeah. It's really hard to judge someone when they're in Detroit, especially at a quarterback position.
Yeah.
And they've been maybe the most dysfunctional franchise in all of sports over the last,
The
pretty
Lions?
much in their existence. Yeah.
I don't think that. Yeah, they're up there for sure.
Yeah.
And the game of the weekend was the last game. And shout out to the NFL for doing this because I know they know what they're doing,
Yeah.
putting this game fourth and last.
Oh yeah, it had to be.
The Chiefs beat the Bills 42-36 in overtime, and there was a ton of things to talk about, and we'll probably get to most of them.
Right.
But I mean, Josh Allen,
Josh Allen.
he
put on a
proved
show.
himself in this game.
He did. It's unfortunate that it was in a loss because I think.
Josh Allen feels right now how Patrick Mahomes felt 2 years ago against the Patriots.
Right. Exactly. The only shitty thing for Josh Allen is Patrick Mahomes ain't 43.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm with you because you could say, oh well, he still didn't get over the hump of beating the Chiefs. Sure, he didn't, but he did everything he could to make this game.
Also, let me just make Josh Allen feel better. Name me a quarterback not named Tom Brady who's beaten Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs so far. You can't.
Nope.
So
Yeah.
it's hard to do. It's hard to do. The man is really fucking good at football.
Yeah. I honestly believe he's every bit as good as Patrick Mahomes, at least on a talent level. The Bills just came up short. Their defense was not the answer today or on Sunday.
This was a hell of a game.
Hell of a game, yeah. And honestly, both defenses were holding their own until the last couple of minutes, really. I mean, there was, 25 points scored in the final 2 minutes of regulation.
Yeah.
And yeah, like we said, both quarterbacks they had their day. They combined for 700 yards passing, 137 yards rushing, and 8 total touchdowns.
And I don't know if I said this last week, but this game, this divisional game, had AFC Championship written all over it.
Right.
And it's pretty much what I hope every game for the rest of the season's like this. You know what I mean? I mean, who doesn't want a game like this every week?
Yeah.
Besides, Chiefs or Bills fans, because I was watching. I'm not a fan of either, but my heart was pumping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How can it not? If you're a fan of sports,
Oh, I mean,
how can you watch us and not be nervous for each team?
Right,
Or be excited, nervous,
and
any emotion under the sun.
And I think it was the one with like the first touchdown in the last couple minutes when the Bills were down to 4th down, and the wide receiver just ends up wide open in the end zone. I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, it was wild. Just glad I wasn't a part of it. I like watching that kind of thing from the outside.
Jeez. Yeah.
Nothing but nerves.
I don't even know what to say about this game, really.
Yeah, I mean,
The thing about the Chiefs is this is their 4th straight AFC Championship appearance.
yeah.
Which
This is the year they felt most vulnerable too. But
Yeah.
they've kind of got their shit together on offense.
Yeah.
So
It's hard to beat Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill.
yeah, they're tough. They're a tough matchup for anybody.
Do you want to talk about the
Oh yeah, they're
the conference championship matchups?
yeah, absolutely.
Because we're gonna get to the overtime stuff. Because in Q&A, people have asked about it. So I think
yeah, we won't.
I think that's when we'll talk about it for sure.
Absolutely.
That's what everyone's been talking about.
Yeah.
So we'll go AFC first just to make you.
Sure, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna have Chiefs and
Bengals
Chiefs
Chiefs for me.
I think Bengals is actually a decent constellation because we get Joe Burrow, and everybody loves Joe.
I was gonna say it's kind of a wet dream for me because I
Yeah.
love Joe Burrow and I personally am a fan of Patrick Mahomes. I know you're not.
Oh no, I'm a fan of Patrick Mahomes.
Are you?
Yeah,
Why would you be? He beat you in the Super Bowl.
I don't like. I hate those grudges. Those grudges are stupid. The Niners lost the game. It's not like Patrick Mahomes did some dirty shit and broke someone's ankle so that the Chiefs could win. I don't think about it that way.
That's big of you because I wouldn't think of it that way.
I mean, I don't know. It's different because like LeBron's a bitch, but
see that? Okay.
But that's different.
Yeah.
I still respect LeBron's abilities though,
Of course.
and I'm
Yeah.
kind of the same way with Patrick Mahomes. I enjoy watching him play, so I can't be salty at him for being good. You know.
I think the Chiefs are gonna. I think they're gonna smoke the Bengals. To be honest with you.
I'm afraid of that. I mean, they are, I believe, 7-point favorites, and we're gonna get to our picks here in a minute. But I believe they're 7-point favorites. That seems about right, giving a little bit of respect to the Bengals. But
Do I hope it's a good game? Yes. Do I think it's gonna be? I don't think it's gonna be a good game.
yeah,
I think the Chiefs will probably win by 2 touchdowns.
I could see 2 touchdowns. I could see them only. I mean, the Chiefs do, other than obviously they whoop the Steelers, but they do tend to play close games more often than not.
Like my heart tells me the Chiefs, but also like, who do I want to win this game? I don't want the Bengals winning because I do not want the Niners to win. Because I think if the Niners play the Bengals, Niners will win the Super Bowl.
Well, the Niners always beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know that.
Just kidding. I mean, it's
No,
not a lie, but
It's true. As of right now, it's true.
yeah. But we don't have Joe Montana anymore, so shit.
And speaking of your Niners, they will play the Rams for the 3rd time this year in the NFC Championship game in the Niners' second home, SoFi Stadium, and you can't spell SoFi without SF.
Have you been seeing the people calling it Levi South on Twitter?
Dude. you Niner fans are...
I'm not going that far.
Well, a lot of people are giving the Rams shit because everyone's seen them telling fans not to sell their tickets. And
that is
come
pretty
to the game.
lame. I mean, who knows if they're just blowing that up?
I do think it's a little lame, but I mean, come on, you gotta try your best to get the best home field as you can.
Yeah, no.
And I also agree it shouldn't take you to do that. Like your fans should want to be there anyways.
Right. I feel like I'm kind of curious if maybe the Rams are having a tough time rebuilding their fan base in LA after they've been gone for so long.
That's fair.
I mean, I don't really know, but
So obviously you're the Niner fan on this podcast.
Oh.
If people don't know. And how do you feel about this game? How do you honestly feel about this game?
I'm excited. I think the Niners have every bit of a chance to win. It's going to be. I don't want to go too far into depth because we have a question about this. But
Okay.
Yeah, beating a team for a 3rd time is going to be tough. So,
Yeah.
But regardless, yeah, I can't wait for this game. It's going to be lit, as the kids call it.
Is this gonna be the late game on Sunday?
It is indeed.
Well, I can wait for this game. There's no question about that. Because I'm gonna be nervous.
You just want to keep building the suspense?
I want to enjoy like a championship without a team that I dislike heavily.
How many teams would you say you would really not like to see in this situation? I mean, obviously Niners, probably Eagles, Giants, probably in that mix, maybe.
No, the Giants don't.
You don't really care. Washington, not
Niners, probably the Packers.
Okay.
Eagles, I guess. Who else I don't like? Probably Tampa Bay, like with Brady.
Just Tommy.
Yeah, exactly. Everything else, it's pretty much just the Niners. And
Well, you have seen them very often.
I have a that's cute. That's cute. I have a really bad feeling the Niners are gonna win this game.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be fun. Let's put it that way.
It's one of those things where they've beaten them twice.
6 in a row.
So do I think they could beat
like obviously they can beat them again.
I mean, it's got to. But this whole streak has to stop eventually. Like, they're not going to beat them forever and ever and ever.
I was thinking about this actually just the other day, and about the 2 games that they played this year. Both times the Niners have been in a situation where it's if they lose, like the first one, if they lose, they're really putting themselves in a hole in the playoff picture. And they won. Second time, they put themselves in a hole in the game and then realize, okay, now the Saints are winning. This is now a must-win game.
Yeah.
Came back and won. Now both teams are playing in a situation where their lives are on the line. And so it's going to be interesting to see how both teams responded.
All I know is right now, Sean McVay should be watching film.
Oh, yeah.
He shouldn't be eating dinner with his family. He shouldn't be doing anything else but watching film.
He should not sleep until the day before the game.
No, he really should be watching film right now.
Yeah.
Matt Stafford should be watching film right now. Every player on both sides should be watching film right now, but especially the Rams because the Niners fucking own them.
The offensive line should be hitting the gym too.
Yeah. Hey, figure it out. I just can't catch a break with the Niners. It's fucking dumb.
It's so much fun.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I can't wait.
Who do you think's going to the Super Bowl?
We're gonna answer that in Q&A.
Are we?
Yep. I think that's basically what my mom's question is. So we're gonna. Let's do
Oh,
it.
okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So we'll save that. Do you want to get into Q&A now? Are we ready?
I thought we were doing our picks.
Oh, picks. Sorry, you're right. Picks. Which this will be quick.
Yes, real quick.
We're gonna have to Rochambeau again.
Yes. Gotcha.
There you go.
So out of the two games, I'm gonna pick the.
It is tough, isn't it?
It's tough.
I didn't.
Well, 'cause I have them both written down.
I'm kind of glad I'm letting you pick first.
I'm gonna go Chiefs -7 over. the
Chiefs
Bengals.
-7.
I'm gonna go
Alright.
Chiefs -7.
All right, I'll take the Rams -3.5.
Are you?
Yeah.
It's funny because I had Niners +3.5.
You would. All right.
Okay, I picked them twice as underdogs and they've won. So
Yeah. I can see you feeling good about that. Alrighty. So we're both 3-2 in the playoffs right now.
Mhm.
Much better than the regular season.
way better.
Good for us.
Less amount of games, right?
Yeah. I hope I'm wrong on this one. And we've decided that the winner of the first few rounds of the playoffs, like whoever has the best record, will get to pick their team in the Super Bowl, and we'll decide it from there.
Yes. We're not doing Pro Bowl picks.
That's fucking funny. All right. Now it's time for Q&A.
Q&A! Woo!
You want to read the first one?
Yes. The first question is from Seven Waffles. She asks, should the NFL change the overtime rules?
I say...
And I think she's asking this question because she is...
Oh, yeah. I know why she's asking this question.
She's a Bills fan.
Yeah.
And for those keeping score at home, she is the Bills fan I keep mentioning on this show. So,
okay, so obviously they already changed the rule just recently. Excuse me. Which forcing the team that gets the ball first to score a touchdown to end the game, right?
because it used to be if you kicked a field goal in your first possession,
It was over.
it was over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they changed it to that, which I like better than the field goal thing. I still don't necessarily love what they do now. I think the only solution I would have would be do something close to what college does, but instead of putting on the 25, maybe start at midfield and trade possessions from there.
Well, because the college doesn't even do that anymore. They do the 2-point conversion, don't they?
Well, no, they start with the 25 for the first two overtimes, and if it's still tied,
that's right.
then they go to the 2-point contest.
I do agree. I think they should do it the way that college football does it.
Yeah, I don't like starting at the 25 because in the NFL, I think that's too cheap. But I think if you start at like midfield or maybe the 40-yard line or something.
The other one that I kind of like is the you play a whole nother quarter regardless.
Oh, and like,
People like the players would be they'd be gassed.
That's interesting.
But you just gotta play it like another quarter. And then if it's tied again, you just do it again.
That's interesting. Or I wouldn't mind. Okay, you play a whole another quarter, or maybe you make the period 10 minutes like they do in regular season.
Or maybe chop it down like do like the NBA. Like, they don't play a full.
Yeah, maybe make it 10 because you got to give a team a chance to get the ball back. I guess that would be the only reason to change it, right?
Yeah.
And if it's still tied, then you maybe find something else to do, maybe like a sudden death situation or something like that from there. The only thing about that I can defend about the rule now is that it at least gives you a chance to play. You got to be able to play both sides of the ball, right?
Yeah.
If you can't play defense, maybe you don't deserve to win, and that's probably what a lot of people are saying about the Bills situation.
Yeah.
You got to be able to play defense. It's not a one-sided. It's a 22-man game. You know.
But playing defense is hard in the NFL, especially with the way
Fair. Yeah, that's fair. But at least they're not forcing you to defend the 35-yard line. They're forcing you to defend just the goal line, which the Bills couldn't do. So, it is a shitty way to end a game, not getting a chance to touch the ball in overtime, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't hate the new rule. I think it's obviously better than it was before.
It's better than it was before, for sure.
There are things they could do to make it somewhat better, I think, but you can't. The things you can't make them play forever. They're gonna kill themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially when it's in a playoff game because they got to go next week. You know what I mean? But they are professionals and they are getting paid like professionals, so they should have
It's a gruesome sport, though.
Exactly.
It's a gruesome sport. That was also basically Sal's question. I forgot to mention that. But he asked what our stance on the OT rules was.
Yeah.
We pretty much gave that.
Yeah. But I gotta give you this. So, under the current rules, teams that have won the OT coin toss in the playoffs have a 10-1 record. Because the Chiefs did win the coin toss. I mean, it's an interesting little.
Oh, when they ended up losing to the. Oh, this one, yes.
Yes.
I'm curious who the one team that lost is.
I know. So maybe it's more about the coin toss. Who knows?
I mean, hey, Nick Wright said something like, "Oh, he Josh Allen fucked up by not calling heads."
Yeah. And I think I saw something that this year Josh Allen was undefeated in the coin toss
Oh my god!
up until that game.
Like in his career,
I think in this season.
how many overtime games do they play?
Or no, I think this one's just regular coin tosses.
Oh, because he does the kickoff. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Undefeated. That's fucking unbelievable.
It was like
I guess you only get you get half the game.
he was like 9-0.
That's crazy.
So.
That's hilarious. Well, good for
And
you.
who doesn't think that the Bills would have got the ball and probably scored a touchdown? The way that game was going.
Oh right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
At least gotten three.
You would have saw Patrick Mahomes like Josh Allen on the bench,
Yeah.
helmet on, pissed. 'Cause I'd be pissed too. But when it comes to I wanted to say this earlier. When it comes to the Chiefs and the Bills, I want to see this matchup in the playoffs
Oh,
for the
every
next
year.
5 straight years.
Right.
Like, or as long as these guys are in their primes, which will
Yeah.
be for 10+ years.
Yeah.
You know
I'd
what
like
I
to at
mean?
least see some combination of Burrow, Mahomes, Allen,
Maybe Herbert.
maybe. Yeah, maybe Herbert. Yeah.
Because I could see
Maybe Trevor Lawrence.
I could see the Bills winning the Super Bowl one of these years in the next 10 years. You know what I mean? Because the Chiefs aren't going to go. They can't go every year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't even know. We're not even sure if they're going to go this year. You know what I mean? But you're going to have to face the Chiefs eventually, and I think the Bills right now have that mental.
Yeah, I
block.
mean, they're
Like,
right
we can't-
there. They're right there.
It's like we can't beat them yet. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like next year when they play, I guarantee they'll play in the playoffs.
Hopefully it fuels them, and they'll be right there next year and get that chance.
And I heard Nick Wright say, who is a huge Chiefs fan.
Hmm.
He says that game was in Buffalo.
Oh, he thinks it would have been, yeah.
He thinks what Buffalo needs to do is just try to get the 1 seed, so they're at home for the
That
whole
should
playoffs.
be, yeah.
That should be everybody's goal. But the Bills, especially after losing 2 straight games in Kansas City, they need to start thinking bigger picture
Yeah.
in winning like 14 games,
And I think they
which is hard. You know,
yeah.
it's easier, way easier said than done.
Sure. But they've reached that I think that status of a team as like, hey, we can go get that 1 seed, so let's knuckle down and just do it for the sake of our
Like if they would have beaten the Jags, I think they would have had the 1 seed.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or if they would have, or they beat the Titans and which they had a chance to do.
Or if
this
they would
year.
beat the Patriots in that weird.
Yeah.
Well, the Titans game, yeah, he fumbled at the goal line.
Yeah, right,
Josh
right.
Allen. And if they would have beat the Patriots, which was
Yeah.
really windy and all that, so it's doable for the Bills. I don't know what their schedule looks like next year,
Yeah, but
but they're going to be good. Josh Allen has got a fucking cannon.
he's pretty sick.
for an arm.
He's definitely one of my favorite players to watch.
It's insane.
And the way he runs over guys like he's a running back
Yeah.
too.
Our next question is also from our friend Sal. He asks, can the Niners beat the Rams for a 3rd time? And the answer to this question is easy. Yes, they can.
Yes, they can. Will they? That's a different answer.
Ah,
We will find out on Sunday at 6:30. But
is
yes, I think they can.
it 3:30 our time.
Well, the game will be over at 6:30.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, there you go. I thought
Yeah, maybe we'll give it 7.
I thought you were trying to say the game's going to start at 6:30. I'm like, what?
Yes, they can. Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. It's gonna be lit. Jimmy's gonna throw for 17 touchdowns. It's gonna be sick.
So are you going to ask for the Super Bowl off if they win?
I already asked for it off.
Did you? Is it already off?
I don't see why they wouldn't give it to
There
me.
we go. There you go. I like that confidence.
Yeah.
You run that bitch anyways, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Okay. I got a question for you, sir.
You do.
All right, Gage. So, what position, as in like player position, cornerback,
Yes.
quarterback, whatever, what position would you like the Cowboys to draft with their 1st round pick this year?
It's a good question. What would I personally do? I think their defense, for the most part, is good.
Pretty good, yeah.
I think they could use some secondary. I think what they need to do is, to me, it's between offensive line and running back. And I think it's probably the offensive line.
Just to kind of reassure it, keep
Yeah.
keep that thing steady.
I think
That's a good pick.
I think that's what Dak needs a lot. I do think the running game has always been huge for Dak in his career.
Right.
But another offensive lineman, I think, would be good for the Cowboys.
Yeah. I mean, and like, say they even do get rid of Zeke, and they keep Tony Pollard. They could draft a running back with a later pick, and
Yeah.
you know.
Or they could pick somebody up for free agency.
I mean,
or
think
something
about it.
like that.
Elijah Mitchell was a 6th round pick for the 49ers this year, and he's become their guy. He's probably not as good as we thought Mostert would be at the beginning of the year, but he's been pretty awesome.
So I'd probably say offensive line.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I mean, I could see. I feel like maybe a safety would be good because I feel that the cornerbacks played better this year. Obviously, Diggs was a hit or miss kind of guy, but yeah.
But to me, what's most important is Dak not getting pressured as much.
Yeah,
which was an issue for him this year.
Yeah, because it wasn't
besides playing the NFC East.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I would say the offensive line was not as stout as always. Mm-hmm. The run, yeah, and they need to be able to run the ball better.
Yeah,
so
it's a good question.
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, I gotta think about this one for a minute.
All right.
Our next question is from Danny Del Zampo. He asks, "Who's worse, Stephen A. Smith or Skip Bayless?"
Like how I put Skip B.
Yeah, I know. Stephen A. or Skip B.
I'm going Skip B for sure.
It's not even a question. It's Skip Bayless.
Yeah, because Skip is just a troll. I think Stephen A. gives legitimate opinions.
We're calling him Stephen.
Yeah,
I guess just Stephen A.
Yeah, Stephen.
You know,
Stephen gives. I think he gives real opinions.
I think
Skip's a troll.
Like Stephen A. Like when the Cowboys lose, for me, he's insufferable. He's the worst.
Oh, I mean, yeah, he is still a clown in that regard.
But I do think he is better at what he does than Skip Bayless. Yeah. Skip Bayless to me is, he's a Cowboys fan who thinks way too highly of them every season.
Yeah.
He's unrealistic as a Cowboys fan. He loves Tom Brady way too much. I mean, Tom Brady's great. He's great. We've said it many times. Yeah. He's great.
We know he's good.
And he hates on LeBron James.
Yeah.
So fucking much, and it's just because he loves Michael Jordan. Because Michael Jordan was 6 for 6 with 6 and all that. We get it, and that's great. That's the best we've ever seen. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
He's bad.
No, I'm with you.
He's bad.
I think it's pretty well documented that Skip is a guy that will just you tell him what side to take, and he'll find a way to just run with that.
And it works with ratings. Him and Shannon on Undisputed, they get ratings.
Yeah, and he did with Stephen A. on First Take too,
which was First Take's peak.
Right.
It was great with those two. Because Stephen A. hates the Cowboys and Skip Bayless loves them.
Right.
And I miss those.
Those were pretty good.
Those were good.
But I think even then you could see that Skip was still just a troll. He was kind of a robot, not really giving legitimate opinions. But yes, I would go Skip easily. Next question is from Flaming Hot Cool Ranch, formerly known as Gucci Rod, aka Carlos Rodriguez.
This is what I was laughing about right before we started. His fucking name is Flaming Hot Cool Ranch.
Pretty good name.
I'm honestly surprised no one's taken that name.
I know.
Without any kind of, it's no underscores, no nothing. It's just Flaming Hot Cool Ranch.
I wonder if maybe someone has Flamin' Hot Cool Ranch without the G. I'm pretty sure he's got the G in there.
But I think even Flaming Hot Cheetos, it's flaming, isn't it? Or is it flaming?
I feel like it's flaming.
Is it flaming?
With the apostrophe.
Oh, you might be right.
Yeah.
But also, man, Gucci Rod to me was like...
It was an all-timer.
It was like patented, you know what I mean? Like it's his trademark.
Gucci Rod. Yeah.
Like
no, I'm with you.
I might make a fake account for Gucci Rod just so he can't get it back. You know what I mean? No,
or you can save it for him.
Yeah.
Until he decides to go back.
Like, bro, I got it right here.
Yeah.
Just let me know when you're ready to go back, and I'll just cut my shit off.
That is a good call.
Should I change my name on Instagram to Gucci Rod?
Just throw everyone off. I hope he hears this.
I hope he listens.
Yeah. So he says, no question. I'm just bummed TB12 couldn't live his childhood dream of leading the 49ers to the Super Bowl.
First off, he's a Niners fan.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's a Giants fan because we went to that parade with him in 2012. Shout out.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
That was fun.
I remember you picked us up. It was like we left.
My dad drove us.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
And
Because he was going into work.
Oh, and then we took the ferry back.
That sounds right.
I feel like we walked like around the city in a circle. Remember how much we walked?
We did, because for whatever reason, we decided that was going to be a good year to go try and get to the stage, which was fucking nightmare trying to do that. Yeah. And really the real fun is watching just the floats.
That was the only parade I went to. That was a good time. I'll always remember that.
Oh, because you didn't come to Tony's Town with us.
No, because I thought you didn't drive.
Mm-mm.
Because we picked him up at his place in American Canyon.
Right.
Where my dad lives now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
My dad drove. Yeah. I guess maybe he didn't drive us back.
Because he is a Lakers fan.
He is a Lakers fan.
He's a Lakers fan.
Yes,
So
I knew that.
He's SF, and Lakers. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I think this is a sarcastic question in that he couldn't be the one to lose to the Niners in the conference championship game.
Oh, okay.
That's where I'm going. I don't know if this is true, or if he's just assuming that Tom Brady's done playing football.
Okay.
Or never gonna play
I
the
kind of
Niners.
like that. I kind of like that way, but I think he really meant that he wants, or he wished TB12.
Would come to the Niners.
Yeah, which could.
I mean, that's very, very.
Could that happen? What you were talking about earlier?
I don't know.
That'd be weird. Seeing him in the red and gold.
Would you just go straight up Jimmy G for Tom Brady? Maybe attach a draft pick or shit?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not bummed at all on this question.
I would love to see Tommy in the red and gold.
I would have hated
That'd
this.
be
You kidding
sexy.
me? You guys would have like 11 Super Bowls at this point.
You'd have to wear Jimmy's number though.
10. Well, 12 was retired, I think, from the
Yeah.
Niners.
It's,
But I'm sure. I think it's
It's
it's the dude who coached South Carolina.
no, it's not. It's not
No?
Stevesbury. Yeah, no, it's.
Did we talk about this already?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm totally. It was the one. It was a quarterback from like the '60s or something.
I'm sure that quarterback, if he's alive, would be like, take it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like Peyton Manning. I think when he was number 18 in Denver, that number was already taken.
Oh, really? I
So
didn't
he
know
asked the guy, and the guy was like, yeah, use it.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's fine.
that. Abuse it.
Yeah.
I'll find this out right now. You want to read off the next question?
Our next question is from your mother, Marganne.
John Brody. Sorry.
Next question is from your mother, Marganne Quattro 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 Quattro. She asks, that was a hairball weekend. What do you think will be the final outcome? And you think she means...
I'm pretty sure she means like who's going to play in the Super Bowl and who's going to win.
Do we want to give that up right now?
Niners, Chiefs. Niners win. Revenge game. Let's go. Call it.
Ugh, man. What does my heart say? Chiefs, Niners. But the Chiefs get the best of them again. They do.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm just going to pour a little in here.
It's fine.
I could see that, honestly.
Wouldn't that be like the ultimate nightmare situation for you?
Oh, that would
Niners fans?
suck ass.
You guys play the Chiefs again, you're like,
They just get roasted. I mean, the scary thing would be playing the Chiefs again with our secondary that is not as good as it was when we played them last time, and they still got us.
yeah.
So yeah, fuck that. But
But
we're
what
gonna do it.
but what do I want? Bengals Rams, fuck it.
Bengals Rams. That wouldn't be a bad matchup.
No.
I just can't imagine Joe Burrow already going to the Super Bowl.
Because if the Bengals beat the Chiefs and the Rams beat the Niners, I 100% want Joe Burrow to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, easy, yeah.
I know you do because you don't like the Rams.
Yeah, it's hard for me to root for an LA team. I don't really hate the Rams necessarily. I do love beating them.
Yeah, how can you hate a team that you beat all the time?
Yeah, I mean, it has the potential to become a rivalry with us and the Rams, but I don't feel like it's quite there yet. But hey, this weekend could change things. Excuse me. Modelo's hit.
I mean, what's your psyche gonna be like if it's Niners Chiefs again? Are you just gonna have flashbacks of that?
Nah, I'm just gonna be licking my chops.
Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Joey Bosa getting held, or Nick Bosa getting held.
Yeah, but Nick Bosa's gonna get the call this time, and that call is gonna come back, and it's gonna be a Niner victory.
It'll be third and 25
Yeah.
instead of third and 15 or whatever. See, you're already thinking about it. I'm already getting to you.
No, that's just flashbacks.
That was a good question, though.
All right.
I don't think we should have given our picks that early, but it's fine.
That's all right.
She asked us, so we got it. We got to answer.
But I mean, we were never gonna make those kind of picks from this point on,
Yes,
anyways.
okay.
Right.
Good point.
Yeah. All right. Last question from Katie Face. How do you feel about Barry Bonds not getting into the Hall of Fame? That was announced today, which we'll talk about just in a little bit. But what do you think?
I think it was inevitable.
I'm not surprised.
Not surprised.
And to be honest, like I do think he should be in, but I don't really care because
And do you think he should be in being an unbiased fan of the Giants?
yes, it's hard because he was an icon of my early
I mean, we went to his jersey retirement.
Yeah, we did. We fucking did.
It was fucking sweet.
That was actually one of the coolest things I've ever been a part of.
That was fucking cool.
Although his speech was god awful.
Dude, Willie Mays was way better.
Yeah, it was.
Like Willie Mays, when he talks, everybody was standing up. Like
Yeah.
nobody sat down for Willie Mays. You know what I mean?
So yes, I do. I mean, I think it is hard for me because I am a little biased to say that he shouldn't be in, and I can totally understand people not wanting him in, but it's just like, are we just gonna totally forget about this era of baseball just because it was tainted? I mean, I don't know. I think And Jeff Passan wrote a great article today that I tweeted about, and he kind of iterated the same thing, that it's a museum. The Baseball Hall of Fame is a museum, and it's about the history. It doesn't all have to be pristine and peaches and flowers and bullshit. There's racists that are in the Hall of Fame that I'm sure a lot of people would love in this day and age to take out of the Hall of Fame. There's guys that have actually been accused of taking steroids that still got in because they never tested positive.
We'll get to it.
And one of them we'll get to today. So I don't know. The Hall of Fame is fucking stupid and tainted. It's the worst of the Hall of Fames, and it's unfortunate that we had this era in baseball, but it is what it is.
I'm just gonna stop right there. It sucks. It sucks.
It's stupid.
But I'm not surprised.
I don't care.
I think we all knew Barry Bonds was never gonna get in.
Yeah. I think actually the best way to think of it is, I think everyone that thinks he should be in knows that he's a Hall of Famer. So that's all that should matter. These guys that decide who is a Hall of Famer shouldn't be the way that you think about a player. Yeah. If he meant something to you, then that's all that matters.
Do we know what the numbers were, or how close he was, if he was close?
He got 66 point something percent.
You got to have 75.
Yeah, so he was, I think they said he was somewhere in the range of like 50 votes shy of getting it.
It's sad. And I just put up a super nice 1993 poster I got from work of Barry Bonds.
Like an MVP poster. That was the first year as a Giant too.
It wasn't like, it didn't say MVP, but it just said, it's funny because on like the left corner it says, recycle, reduce, reuse. It's like a total thing you could just get probably for free somewhere. I put it up, and it's so clean. And I put up my, except from that game, I got one of those 25s, the retirement ones. I put it right under that. It just looks so nice.
Very nice.
It would have been perfect if he got in today, but he didn't.
Yeah.
We still love Barry regardless, obviously.
Yeah, it's whatever. I don't know. It's hard for me to get too worked up about something that you have no control of. It's people's opinion, really.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna give someone shit about their opinion. And it is funny to think about the fact that 66%, which means a good majority of these people that are voting for this think he actually should be in.
Yeah.
So we're not terribly wrong to think that.
No.
All right, Q&A is done.
Bye.
Adios.
See you in a month and a half, probably.
Quick notes. Sean Payton stepping away from the Saints.
He's going to the Cowboys.
He is going to the Cowboys.
You think so?
He's going to the Cowboys.
You don't actually think that, dude.
In 2023.
He did coach for the Cowboys back in, I think, the Parcells era. So he does have a connection.
It's happening. It's happening.
I'd be okay with this, obviously.
Do I need to put it on wax or?
Do you want to put it on? I think that's a bold prediction. Knowing Jerry Jones, I think it's a bold prediction.
Do you have a bold prediction today? Because we haven't made you pay. I totally forgot about it.
No, but I'm not going to do one, but I'll pay.
Okay. We'll just split this.
All right. You got Peyton
to the Blues.
to the boys.
Today is January 25th,
Yes.
2022.
I gotta do better at putting the dates.
I am out of
Fuck,
control,
what are you
dude.
doing? Jeez. Yeah. So, I'm taking a shot because I'm paying for Emerson earlier in the year. I don't have the exact date, but he said the Niners will go to the playoffs this year.
This is more about me picking them to win the divisional round. Against.
Yes, and you also said last week that they'll beat the Packers, so I will pay for both.
Yep.
I'll do that for him.
We'll
to
half and half.
love him.
You?
Not the Niners. I shot for net last night.
Whoa! Where?
Yvette had it.
Wow, Yvette.
See, with Yvette though, she sips it.
I'm not sure if that's worse or better.
That's the way she does it.
Just straight up rocks, nothing.
It was like in a little shot glass.
Ballsy. I used to love Fernet. Not anymore.
Have you had it?
I've had it like once or twice since the last time it was a really bad decision.
And I think Yvette has a Fernet coin.
I'm jealous of that.
You haven't got one yet?
No, they're not that easy to.
I'm waiting for one to come through my work so I can get it.
Right.
I don't deserve that. I'd probably give it to you, but
I feel like most people that have one are like, okay, this is not something that just gets away from me, unless it's by accident. But anyways, yeah, Sean Payton to the Cowboys is coming next year, 2023.
Okay.
Mike McCarthy is gonna shit the bed.
So you think he's gonna be the next football season or no?
So
Like this upcoming.
no, so it's gonna be after this upcoming season. Like,
Okay.
Yeah. Mike McCarthy's gonna coach one more year, get fired. Sean Payton.
I want him now. I want it now.
You're gonna have to wait.
God,
Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Fuck.
Even
Okay, I'll give you this. If he becomes a Cowboys coach at all, I will take a shot for that prediction.
Okay.
I'll still put down in
I
2023
think it's happening next
or
year.
2024.
Well, technically, it'll be for the 2023 because it's only 2022 right now,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
and we're in the very beginning of it.
Okay.
So this next season will be the 2022 season,
Yeah.
and then Cowboys are going to lose in the first round of the playoffs
Okay.
to the Niners.
No. I told you. I told you it's gonna happen. They're gonna beat the Niners in Levi's, and I'm gonna be there. Tippy top. I don't give a fuck. Tippy top. I'm gonna be there.
But I didn't agree with that one.
But it was still my bold prediction, which is bold. It's one of the bolder ones.
It's a good one.
I pinpointed. I can give you the day. I'll give you fucking January 18th. I don't even know.
Would it be sweeter if it was like the Niners were the 1 seed next year and they went to the second round and Cowboys beat them there? Because obviously that means Cowboys championship game.
Well, yeah. It'd be sweet regardless of the round.
Did you say what round? I don't remember.
I just said in the playoffs.
Okay. Trey Lance just throwing picks. Anyways,
Trey Lance plays because Jimmy G loses this Sunday.
so yeah, I would say definitely a shocker. But they did say a couple days ago that he was mulling over his options, so he decided to step away. I think he probably realized, I don't have Drew Brees anymore, so I'm kind of take a year off, go find a better situation.
And this is also the same Sean Payton that compared Taysom Hill to fucking Steve Young. And now you're leaving this comparison to Steve Young?
I think he realized.
What are we doing here?
He did end up naming Jameis Winston the quarterback, so he obviously already didn't think that. I think the Saints would have been semi-legit had Jameis stayed healthy. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think like Super Bowl contender, but Sean Payton's he's a really good coach, so.
I hope he is. I hope you're right. I hope he is the Cowboys coach.
It's happening. All right, so like we were talking about just a minute ago, the Hall of Fame election announcement was today for Major League Baseball. David Ortiz was the one guy that got in, first ballot. I'm not so sure about that, but he got in. Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Curt Schilling, and Sammy Sosa actually all falling off the ballot.
Because you get 10 years to be on the ballot.
10 years on the ballot,
So
which
10
actually was
years.
a recent change. It used to be 15 years, and now it's
Right.
only 10. And a lot of people think that if some of these guys got another 5 years,
They'd be
it could be different.
So are you trying a little conspiracy that
Nah,
it's because of these guys?
No, I still think those old farts would be too stupid to put the right people in. But anyways, so yes, David Ortiz is in. Hell of a career. I can't lie.
3-time champion.
3-time champion. He
I think he won the MVP of one of those World Series.
yeah, I think in 2013. He had a hell of a career. I mean, he's one of I think 2 like DH, if you will, that got in. Edgar Martinez being the other. I don't know how I feel about this.
Frank Thomas wasn't DH?
He was actually for a good portion, but he did play first base too, for a good chunk of his career.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The tough thing I have about David Ortiz being in is he did test positive for something. No one knows exactly what it is, but for something.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Because so then 2003 there was a survey test that was done for MLB players that got leaked later in 2009 about guys that tested positive for something that was considered a PED. They don't know exactly what it was. I mean, they say that the guys were just going to GNC and taking whatever they could.
Oh, gotcha.
But at that point, I think it's weird that he could have this hanging over him and still get in, and then you guys got guys that are were better than him that are not getting in. So it's a little tricky. But David Ortiz, I think if you look at it outside of that, was a Hall of Famer. Great moments in the postseason.
The numbers are there.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
numbers are there. So other than that, I can't argue it, but I think it's just a little weird.
And you're the baseball guy, so anything you say, I trust. So if that's what you got to say.
I don't even have any stats on it. If you're realistic, I don't love DHs necessarily, but he's one of the best. So it's hard to really harp on him.
Exactly. What time is it?
One other thing.
No? Am I too early on this?
Major League Baseball and the Players Association progressing on collective bargaining agreement
Let's go.
talks, which is great news. I'm not going to get into the details because no one really cares, but that's something we need.
Yes.
We need baseball in April.
Yes.
Cannot get. I don't care if spring training games got to get canceled. Whatever. We need baseball April 1.
April is a good month.
It is a great month. You were born that month.
Yes.
My dad was born that month.
Hey, shout out to Kurt.
I know a lot of great people were born in April. Let's think about the timeline. Is that like a summer thing?
Are you trying to think back like when the conceived thing?
Yes.
Ooh.
Is it like July? Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think it is.
Ooh. July was a hot month.
Those like hot July, those like hot summer nights. You know
It's
what I mean?
getting out of the pool. Oh my God, she looks great. Let me take her to the room.
I'm really not trying to think about it. I'm really not trying to think about conceiving right now, to be honest with you.
We're gonna get flagged for this. All right,
No.
Gage, what time is it?
Yes, yes. Time to stop talking about what you were just talking about. And it's also last call.
All right.
You got anything?
I do.
I do too.
How many things you got?
I got 3 things.
You go first then.
Okay. Shout out LeBron James, as if I don't give him enough shout outs. Last week he became the only player in NBA history with 30,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, 9,000 assists. 30-10-9 club. Nobody's ever been a part of it.
And
Keep talking that shit about LeBron. He's great.
And we decided he's going to get to 10,000 assists, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did we do that last week? Or didn't we?
Weeks ago.
Weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, when we were talking about him.
Yeah.
All right.
Um,
Good for Bron.
yeah.
Speaking of basketball, Steph, first career buzzer beater the other night against
Ooh,
Houston.
yes. Good call.
Which is funny to think about. And not that buzzer beaters make you determine who's a good player and who's not.
No.
But it is his first one. But he's also had several that have come in like literally between 0 and 1 seconds. And plenty of game winning shots, if you will, in the waning seconds of games.
Well, Devin and I were at the Marriott watching this game with you.
Right, yeah.
And he hit it. And, you know, I think I looked at you and I was like, is that his first buzzer beater ever?
Yeah, we couldn't really determine that it was or wasn't.
And then later on I found out through like Twitter or,
Yeah.
you know, one of those things that it was.
It is funny to, like, how many guys really have a lot of buzzer beaters? Like, I think we think of Kobe as that guy, but he only had probably a handful.
LeBron's had a lot in the playoffs.
Okay.
I think LeBron's had like 4 or 5 in the playoffs.
Is that right?
Which, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Jordan's one of those buzzer beater guys.
Sure. Yeah.
Even that shot against the Jazz wasn't a buzzer beater, but everyone knows that.
Right. But that's the thing is like,
It's close.
if you're really like getting down to like, is it actually a buzzer beater or not? Like, or
One guy I think about buzzer beaters, Gilbert Arenas.
why is that?
It was like back in like 2007 or 8 probably when he was with the Wizards. I feel like he had this season where he had at least 3 buzzer beaters.
Really?
Oh yeah, they called him like, you know, what was his name, Agent Zero. Something like that.
Agent Zero. That's pretty funny.
I think about him kind of. I can't think. Tracy McGrady might have had a couple,
That sounds about right.
but
I'm trying to think. I remember Iguodala having a pretty big one for the Warriors. Just it was a regular season game.
I mean, DeMar DeRozan's had 2 this year.
That's right. In back-to-back days,
Yes.
big time. Buzzer beaters are one of the best.
Buzzer
best
beaters
moments.
buzzer beaters are rare to me because everything's got to be perfect in the situation.
Well, yeah, you have to have the situation come
Get-
together itself,
yeah.
right?
And I'm pretty sure any NBA player will tell you, I don't want to shoot a buzzer beater because I want my team to be winning by a lot more than
Right. Yeah. If you think about it,
the final seconds.
That,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
in that spec, yes.
I'm sure they hope it. I mean, obviously, it kind of grows the legend, but I don't want to be in a situation where my team has to be in this buzzer beater
Right.
situation.
You want to beat the team before it gets to that point.
Exactly.
Of course. Yeah.
But
I agree with you.
that's not how it always happens.
But everyone, I'm sure. I mean, it feels great to make a play that's that clutch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
I do have one more thing, but if you want to get
Yes. Little NASCAR news.
Oh boy.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. is the newest
Oh,
member
yeah.
of the NASCAR
I
Hall of
heard
Fame.
about this.
You know, I had to mention this because we are a NASCAR podcast.
We do talk about it.
I don't know if anybody cares, but we do. And I think when I first saw this, I thought about how he never won a championship.
I think his best finish was like 3rd in the standings.
which to me is, obviously his dad was
Yeah.
arguably the best to ever do it, right? Or the best.
Yeah.
What would you? I mean, we've talked about this.
I mean, he's easily in the conversation.
Top
I mean,
three.
obviously Richard Petty dominated, but in the time of
is it like Petty, Earnhardt, Jimmy Johnson?
pretty much? Yeah.
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 So I want to give him a shout out because he was a big, what's the word? He
Influence.
and I feel like a lot of people know NASCAR because of Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, nowadays.
And
yeah.
did you say ambassador?
Ambassador.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Yes,
Yeah.
ambassador.
No, and to those who think that Dale only got his opportunity because of his dad, I think that's wrong because Dale was a good driver, or Dale Jr. was a good driver.
Yes.
And you don't have to be a champion to be considered a good driver. I think that's also a false narrative.
Like, who do you think is a good driver who didn't win a championship besides him? Or do you know one off the top of your head?
Yeah, I would say like Carl Edwards, who actually this is an easy one, but he actually tied Tony Stewart for a championship, but lost it due to a tiebreaker. But Carl Edwards was a great driver. I think Bobby Labonte, and I don't think Terry Labonte won, but they were brothers. I don't think Terry Labonte won a championship, but he was a great driver. So I mean, I don't want to go on. and on, but
I do agree with what you're saying. Is yes, obviously his dad is who he is, and he's one of the greats.
yeah,
But also he has to be good enough to be
yeah, you
a
can't
NASCAR
just
driver. Like if I was Dale Earnhardt Jr. or Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s
Yeah.
son, I can't drive. I mean, I got my license when I was 21. Like I'm not going to be able to drive NASCAR. You know what I mean?
right. It's,
Like Dale Earnhardt Jr. probably since he was 3 was in a go kart. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
Learned from one of the best.
Yeah.
So you can't hate on him for.
Yeah.
doing-
I don't really know what it really takes to get into the NASCAR Hall of Fame, but
That's
I
cool.
feel like Dale Jr.
It's well deserved.
is deserved. Yeah.
Being who he is, and he seems like he's one of the good guys. In
He is
NASCAR.
an easy guy to root
Or
for.
yeah, an easy guy to root for.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And I mean, obviously, he saw his dad fucking die.
was he racing that game?
He was in.
Or
He
that
was in,
race.
he was in that race. Yeah, he didn't see it, but he was
Yeah.
there. Which is tough. You could honestly, obviously, he was a big proponent of them changing the safety of the cars and whatnot, but I feel like there's probably a lot of people out there that would have had that happen to them
Maybe
and just quit and just say I can't do this anymore. And he was young, but
And I'm sure his mindset
strong-minded.
was
for
like,
sure.
my dad would want me to keep racing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I would probably think that too.
So the whole point, it's well deserving
Yes,
for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
I like that one. My other thing is, this is really stupid, but I had to bring it up because I feel like you probably agree with me here. Okay, so I know this is a video game, but talking about the top-rated quarterbacks. So on Madden, as of right now, like after all the roster updates to this point,
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, and Tom Brady are all 97 rated quarterbacks in the league.
Yep.
The top 3 by a pretty wide margin.
As of right now.
As of right now. Who do you think is number 4?
Number 4, Lamar Jackson.
He's actually technically tied for number 4, yes. Who do you think is also tied with him for number 4? If we would have talked about this last week, it would not have been the case.
Not Dak Prescott.
It's Dak fucking
Is
Prescott,
it?
yeah.
I was gonna say Russell Wilson, but it's Dak Prescott.
Russ is right below Dak and Lamar.
Oh,
So Dak and Lamar are rated 90, tied for number 4. And Dak actually just came down 1 point over the last week.
That's not.
That just blows my mind. That I mean, I like I said, I know it's a video game, but I mean, Madden is a pretty well-regarded
Yeah,
video
of course.
game, and I feel like they probably take their ratings very seriously.
Yeah.
But to rate him that high, just
It's outrageous.
I mean, I'm looking at guys that are below him. We got Lamar, obviously. I mean, Lamar is.
Josh Allen should be higher.
I mean, yeah. I'm looking at Russell Wilson, Josh Allen, Kyler. I'm fine.
I think okay. So Lamar Jackson off year, I'll give him.
right.
Russell Wilson should be higher.
Russell Wilson should be higher. I think Josh Allen should
And,
be higher.
and maybe I'm thinking of more of the career, but I just still feel like Russell Wilson's a better quarterback than Dak Prescott.
I think today, yeah. Yeah, I think absolutely.
I'd maybe even put Kyler up there. I know he had an off year, but
Yeah.
Kyler's better. Tannehill should not be.
Yeah, Tannehill's overrated. I
Joe
believe.
Burrow, I don't think he's better. He'll probably be better than Dak Prescott in the next 2 years.
All right. I think the interesting one is Stafford being so low. Stafford or Dak Prescott? Who are you paying right now?
I'd rather have Matt Stafford as my quarterback.
Ooh, it's close. I think it's actually closer than you think, but I think I'd probably go Stafford.
He's a better thrower of the football. And what's the point of throwing the football? To be good at it,
Right.
right?
But according to Madden, Dak is a lot better than Matt Stafford, which I find very interesting.
Let me tell you this: John Madden would not be happy with this.
He wouldn't agree.
No.
I thought that was.
And do we kind of think Brady being at number 3 is? I mean, I know he had a great year.
Well, he's technically tied with all these guys.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Never mind. I'm not going to say those ones yet. But
Like, you think he should be number 1?
no, I think. Do you think he's rated too high? But I forgot he had a great year.
He did have a really good year. Yeah.
But I mean,
I think this is probably a
it
little
should be
bit.
it should be Mahomes, Rodgers, Brady, like this season as of right now.
Right.
I think.
I think this probably given a little bit of love to what he's done in his career.
Yeah.
Right, that's all I got.
And
That was fun.
last thing I got, which I think should have been for last, is tomorrow is going to be Kobe Bryant's 2 years of his passing. And if you're a follower of the show since day one, you know that
We've talked a lot about him.
we talked our first episode. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it because it was Kobe Bryant heavy because it was COVID and we had nothing else to talk about.
Or
But also
don't, because it was really bad.
really bad too.
We were cutting our teeth.
But if you want to go back and listen to it, please do.
Yeah.
It's just I can't help but think about Kobe Bryant when I think of you said it before
Yeah.
about this podcast.
Yeah.
And
I forgot his, yeah.
and I can't believe it's already been. It actually feels longer than 2 years. I think maybe COVID.
Was it, wait, you said it was it yesterday?
No, it's tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
I might have said yesterday, but it's tomorrow. It's hard just to believe it's been 2 years. It does
Yeah.
feel longer, I think.
It's fucking crazy, yeah.
So it's
What
I only mention it because
Way to kill the vibe now.
I know I always mention
Okay.
deaths on this show. I don't know what the fuck's up with me.
But no, yeah, Kobe is he's a legend, no matter how you
Yeah.
view him. But,
I just would rather give him the shout out today than next week.
Right,
Because it's
yeah.
been before and all that. So here's to Kobe.
Mm-hmm. As always. All right. Thank you guys all for watching, listening. Go subscribe, follow, like, whatever you gotta do.
Everything you need to do.
Cannot wait for Championship Sunday. It's coming fast. We will see you guys next week. Peace.